taken his oath as Prime Minister and has also unveiled his cabinet lineup. And yet, this coming Monday, Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim will undergo a vote of confidence in the Dewan Rakyat. So what gives? In this second episode of Sinar Specials, we will delve into the intricacies and the constitutionality of a vote of confidence.
The vote of confidence means the majority have the supports for the leaders. So in this case, it's the Prime Minister, where the majority members of the Parliament give their confidence to one person from the Dewan Rakyat also to be the Prime Minister.
There are other ways to say it as well: vote of no confidence, vote of support or confidence motion, but they all really relate to the same thing. At the end of the day, it is whether this person who is the leader is accepted by the majority of the House.
But again, the question still stands. Is it truly necessary for Anwar to go for a vote of confidence despite already being appointed as Prime Minister?
No, he doesn't need to, simply because him being recognized by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong as the person who commands the majority of the confidence of the members of the House has already validated his position. The Agong already has determined that there really is no need for him to go down and get another mandate in the House. This is a political maneuver to demonstrate that I do have majority of the House, I will show it to you. So it's a political show of force lah, but is it a legal requirement? No.
I remember the time when Datuk Seri Sabri was appointed, there was a titah diraja and there was a statement from the palace that there should be vote of confidence as soon as when the Parliament comes to session. But it was not done also because, to my mind, we don't do that to question the power of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong in appointing the Prime Minister. And this is to show also that the appointment is already constitutionally valid with the confidence that His Majesty believe or in his Majesty's judgment that the person is likely to command the confidence.
The federal constitution is also ambiguous on the mechanics and the procedures of a vote of confidence.
The constitution does not define what is meant by vote of confidence and does not provide for any procedure in the making of the vote of confidence, does not make any requirement. Let's say after the appointment of the Prime Minister, after he has taken oath as a Prime Minister and being perkenan of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, there's no such requirement that a person or the Prime Minister to take a vote of confidence or to ask the members of Parliament to again give him the vote of confidence. There's no such procedure, there's no substantive mention in the Constitution.
How that vote would take place, I imagine it should be by a show of hands. And I think that would be the most democratic and transparent way of demonstrating it, right? I would imagine what they would do is they would move a motion to say that the majority of the House recognizes Anwar as the person that commands the confidence of the majority of the House, and then open it for a vote lah,
Because the coalition he led in the national poll failed to secure a simple majority, Anwar's post-election rise to power was rather unconventional. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong had to initiate a series of meetings with leaders of political parties and his brother rulers before appointing Anwar. So technically, if Anwar loses the vote of confidence, does this inevitably means that Yang di-Pertuan Agong had erred in his judgment?
It doesn't mean that at the time when the Agong made the decision that His Majesty was wrong, but it depends on the evidences, probably the informations that the Agong obtained during the time when His Majesty wanted to make decision. But things probably, I think, since politics is very dynamic, everyone can change their mind in 1 hour or 2 hours or even in 2 seconds. So we cannot say that the Yang di-Pertuan Agong has erred in making his judgments, but because it depends on the circumstances at the time.
But it shows that there is still all this shifting of alliances that happen at the back, you know, and these alliances or support can't be counted on. Because you go and say one thing before the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, and then when you get into Parliament, you do something else. You can't really say Agong made a mistake or an error because he relied on whatever representations were made at the palace. Yeah. So I would say it says a lot about the quality of politicians that we have.
There is also a concern that this coming vote of confidence will somehow trigger the anti-party hopping law, specifically towards MPs who contradict their party's decision and voted against Anwar.
They're not party hopping. They've just changed their support, but they're in the same party. So the anti-hopping act doesn't cover that. It really covers those people who were in one political party and then they resigned to join another one, or they let their membership expire, they didn't pay it, and then they with the intent to now join another party. So it's really focused on the party hopping, not so much about your changing of view as a member in a political party.
In my interpretation of the provision, the members of parliament should be given the liberty or freedom to give his support to any person who is not the same person as decided by the political party. My reason is because I interpreted Article 43 Clause 2 B as to say that to giving support is the rights of the members of parliament, not the rights of the political party.